Okay, so I'm going to take a moment to talk about something that I've been wanting to make a video about and talk to people about, but not very many people are as cued into this sort of train of thought as I am. I haven't heard anyone else talk about it or kind of espouse these theories. So this all started with the Tom DeLonge interview on Joe Rogan. And if you hadn't seen that and you're into this kind of stuff, go check that out. It was interesting. It was a little bizarre. Especially Joe Rogan doesn't talk about aliens and stuff or Bigfoot, as much as he used to. So it's interesting to have someone on there that was, that he started talking about that stuff kind of again. And Tom DeLonge makes such a fool of himself that it really piqued my interest. Either, what I think it boils down to is at the time, until I started doing this research, either like Tom DeLonge's just like an idiot who's full of shit and arguably maybe a bit of a cokehead from the way that he was the entire interview, and the stuff he was saying was pretty hard to believe for the most part. And one of the things he talked about was being in contact with high-ranking people within the CIA that were supporting his claims and they were giving him their blessing, basically. So I started to look into this. And at the same time, fairly recently, I think a couple years ago now, there was the Pentagon released the Tic Tac UFO, I think was the most common name for it. Fairly compelling evidence as far as UFO videos go. It was released from a Navy ship or Navy pilots that had witnessed an unidentified object that was moving remarkably fast and with great maneuvers. And this video was released after the efforts, on behalf of the efforts of a man named Luis Elizondo. And Luis Elizondo, it was released so Luis Elizondo got the information released, and George Knapp, who is a reporter through Las Vegas Now, a Las Vegas-based news company or paper or TV station, and it was funneled through them, and then from there it released to the other media outlets. This is important because Luis Elizondo is affiliated with Tom DeLonge's company, To the Stars Academy, which is his whole effort to release the truth about aliens in some weird, convoluted way that he won't tell anyone. And Luis Elizondo is a former CIA guy. He was some level of operations for X amount of time, and then he got put in charge of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program in 2007. The AATIP was formed in 2007 through the efforts of Senator Harry Reid of Las Vegas, Nevada, and a few other senators. But And so it was made by him. They had a $22 million budget over the course of 5 years. And then the program shut down. And for that time, Luis Elizondo was in charge of the program. He has since left the Pentagon and has affiliated himself with Tom DeLonge and the To the Stars Academy. And he is filing the paperwork to try to get certain evidence of UFOs released from the Pentagon. So this then takes us to Robert Bigelow, who is a real estate developer from Las Vegas, Nevada. He is dead set on being the first person to develop a space station hotel. And he has purchased copyright or blueprints and everything for certain spacecraft that was developed by NASA that they decided they weren't going to use. And he's trying to use those blueprints and everything to try to develop this sort of space hotel. Something like $50 or $500 million he's like pumped into this sort of thing. And he's friends with Senator Harry Reid, or at least they know each other. And it was his persistent effort, through his persistent efforts, talking to Senator Harry Reid, that Senator Harry Reid proposed the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. So then, during the 5 years that the program was going on, a large sum, if not the vast majority of the money spent, that $22 million, went to Robert Bigelow and his company, and it was marked as storage, like a cost for storage. They were supposedly getting paid to retain evidence, physical evidence of UFO stuff. And this is where then Tom DeLonge comes in, because I do believe Robert Bigelow, I couldn't find exact documentation at the moment, but is associated with To the Stars Academy, and he's the one that is in possession of the supposed anti-gravity technology that Tom DeLonge says that they have and they're trying to develop and reverse engineer. So yeah, blah 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 blah. So this is all this big thing basically to try to continue funneling money. Robert Bigelow joined Twitter in 2016, I believe, and his very first tweet was about trying to, he said, what does I have it? Very first tweet, what this country needs is an inspirational space program. I bet Donald Trump could do it. And then he soon after deleted that tweet. For whatever reason. But Robert Bigelow and Donald Trump are both real estate developers, large, massive real estate developers, and I have no doubt that they know each other. And I believe that Robert Bigelow probably had some influence in the decision to create a space force. It is my belief that the Space Force is an attempt or a way for the government or actors within the government to funnel money to private organizations for just profit, I think, is the real thing. I wish there was a real sinister sort of like, though they're funding this or they're trying to, like, it's, black money sort of thing. but I don't think it is. I think it's just an attempt to funnel money to private contractors who are then associated with the people in power. So that's the whole idea. That's all I've been what I've been trying to say, I guess. I don't have a good summary to all of this. It's just interesting to me. It's something I stumbled upon. All this stuff, and then the Space Force happened. I was like, this is the Advanced Aerial Threat Identification Program on a massive scale. And we don't have really the resources to funnel more money into a sixth military branch. So what are we going to do? We're going to contract out to private companies, and we're going to give them a lot of money, and they are going to funnel that money back to the people that started the program. And just like they did with the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. And yeah, I don't know. No one else is really like talking about it, I don't think. So, and so then that still leaves Tom DeLonge. I want to say he's like an unwitting disinformation agent that's spreading out bullshit to try to defame, make UFO believers look dumb and all this stuff, but I don't think it's that. I think Tom DeLonge saw an opportunity to get money, and I think that's what he's doing. And I think that all of this stuff, being leaked out by George Knapp, Luis Elizondo, and everyone, it's just all a big money grab, because Luis Elizondo, after doing years of CIA work, suddenly had a cushy, high-ranking position, and he was, chasing fairy tales, essentially. Boogeymen. These, and then they lost the funding, and so once he lost it, he hooked up with the people that started the program, and they're trying to make it happen again, and they're doing it. They're making it bigger. They're making it with the same budget, if not bigger. We don't know. I haven't been able to find anything about how they're exactly building the space program, the Space Force. But if it's a military branch, it's going to have a massive budget, the kind that NASA certainly doesn't get, and it's going to be bullshit, all of it. And it's going to be to funnel money to these private organizations so that people can get rich. Anyway, I guess that's all I really have to say about it. Let me know what you think. Look into it. That's George Knapp, Knapp, Las Vegas Now. Luis Elizondo, Luis, then Elizondo, Elizondo. The Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, started by Senator Harry Reid of Nevada in 2007, and Robert Bigelow of Bigelow Aerospace, and then of course Tom DeLonge and To the Stars Academy. It's all a big money grab. Alright, thanks for listening. And addendum to that, I guess the thing that upsets me about it is I saw so many people when the Space Force was announced. You had so many people that are in the UFO community and stuff being like, it's happening, the truth is, they're going to release the truth, this is the moment, everything like that, and it's not. It's people playing off of you. And they're taking advantage of you and your belief and everything like that. They're exploiting it. That's the whole purpose of the To the Stars Academy, is to exploit believers. And that upsets me, and that's why I started looking into all of this. It's a big money grab to take advantage of you. I don't know. it's nonsense. And I want people to realize that, and when people see what I'm seeing. I haven't heard anyone really talk about it. I haven't looked too in depth about it, but To the Stars Academy and the Space Force are interlinked, and it's trying to take our money. They went from $22 million, which is pocket change, and it's gonna be an armed forces level of budget of taxpayer money, and it's gonna go directly back to the people that started the program. And it's not gonna be funded correctly. It's going to be every kind of which way wrong. It's just, I don't know. It's one of a few things that's happening right now that's just not right. And yeah, all right.